Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we will continue our solution on 2020 WAEC past question, the solution. If you have not seen the section A, kindly check this YouTube channel. You will see the section A. That's the first compulsory question, question number 1 to 5. But in this section, we'll continue on section B. This one is optional, but we are going to ensure we deal with all the questions as it were. So if you have not seen the section A, kindly check this YouTube channel for it. Now let's dive straight to section B. Number 6A, copy and complete the value for the relation y equals 3 sine 2x. We've been given the relation y equals 3 sine 2x. So we have to copy this table and complete them. All you just need to do is to copy what you have here, 3 sine 2x. That means anywhere you see x, you put 0 and solve it. That's the value of your y. You move to the next one, 15. Anywhere you see x, you put 15. So that's what we've done here. Now look at it here. We have y equals 3 sine 2x. So when x is 0, we put x here. We solve 3 sine 2 into 0, it will give us 0. That's the reason why we have 0 here. Now the next one, when x is 15, that's what we have here. Y is 3 sine 2, 15. You multiply this and you punch your calculator, you get 1.5. When x is 30, you put it here as well, you get 2.6. When x is 45, you put it here, you get 3.0. When x is 60, you put here, you get 2.6. When x is 75, that's what they've done for you, 1.5. This is it, to confirm that is correct. When x is 90, we put here, get 0. When x is 105, you put, you get minus 1.5. When x is 120, you put it here, you get minus 2.6. When x is 135, you put here, you get minus 3.0. And lastly, when x is 150 degrees, you put here and get minus 2.6. Now, that is what the first question is saying, copy and complete. So, since you've been able to complete it, you just impute all your value in there, putting all the values of y in the table, so you have completed all the table. Straight to the B part. Using a scale of 2 cm to 15 degrees on the x-axis and 2 cm to 1 unit on the y-axis, you have to draw the graph of y equals 3 sine 2x for x is between 0 degree and 150 degree. So your job has been made easier. Since you've been able to complete the table, all you just need to do is to plot your x against your y against your x, as the case may be. So what we are going to do now is just to ensure we make use of this scale, 2 cm to 15 degrees on the x-axis and 2 cm to 1 unit on the y-axis. Beautiful. So you bring out your graph and plot. You've been given the scale both on the y-axis and on the x-axis. But you need to take note before you start plotting that looking at your table, you have negative values here on the y-axis. The y-axis has negative value. That means you have negative value on your graph. So you need to take note of that. That's why we have all these negative values here. Then up here we have positive value. But for our x-axis, they are all positive in degrees. So plotting it, you have, if you plot it accurately, you have what you have on the screen here. You are going to get what you have on the screen here. So just plot anywhere you see your 0 on the x-axis, you impute it on the y-axis, 0 to, let me just do 1 or 2. So we have 0 when x is 0 degree, y is 0 as well. So let's check. When x is 0, y is 0 at this junction. Let's check the second one. When x is 15 degree, y is 1.5. This is it. When x is 15 degree, y is 1.5. This is 1.5. So that is. So let's check for the negative aspect too. When x is 105 degree, y is minus 1.5. So look at it. When x is 105, y is what? Minus 1.5. Look at it. Minus is down here. So after plotting all your values, just join the curve together. you can see here, join them together, or you are good to go. So that is what the B part. Now for the C part, they say use the graph to find the truth set of 3 sine 2x plus 2 equals 0 and 3 over 2 sine 2x equals 0.25. So what the question, you are asked to look for the truth set when 3 sine 2x plus 2 equals 0. So don't forget, you've been given y to be what? 3 times sine 2x. That's make your job to be easier. So what you just need to do is just make this 3 sine 2x your subject of the formula. That's what it means. So you just transfer this plus 2 out, it will be what? Minus 2. Don't forget, your 3 sine 2x is y. That's what the question is, has told you from the beginning. Look at it. 3 sine 2x is y. So that means anywhere you see your 3 sine 2x is still the same thing as what? As y. So that's what we've done here. So since 3 sine 2x is y, so that means your y is what? Minus 2. So from the graph, when y is minus 2, what's the value in degrees? Let's check. This is it. Minus 2 down here, negative. So what's the value? Just trace it to what you have here. You will discover that it's 112 degrees when y is what? Minus 2. You know, this graph, you still have plus or minus some value. So that's how we come about this 112 degree plus or minus 1.5 degree. The same thing for the second part. The question says we should find the true set when, let's check. Okay, we should find what? Let me get the question correctly. Awesome. We should use the graph to find the true set of, now 3 over 2 sine 2x equals 0.25. We'll do the same thing. Just want to ensure our 3 sine 2x is the subject of the formula. So we just need to remove this fraction. To remove it, we just multiply here by 2 and here by 2. So that this our 2 can cancel out these 2 that we have here. Beautiful. So we are left with what? 3 sine 2x. 2 times 0.25 will give us what? 0.5. So since our 3 sine 2x is y, that means our y is 0.5. Just go and check your graph. At 0.5, what is the value of your x? Let's check. At 0.5, look at it. This is 0, this is 1. So here is our 0.5. If you trace it down, your x will be 85.5 degrees. You know, we are plotting a graph, it's plus or minus. So that's why we have our x is 85.5 degree plus or minus 1.5. Awesome. Let's dive straight to question number 7. The diagram shows a wooden structure in the form of a cone mounted on a hemispherical base. The vertical height of the cone is 48 meters and the base radius is 14 meters. Calculate correct to 3 significant figures the surface area of the structure. Look at this. You have two structures here. We've been given this and this. So let's dive straight. We are given pi to 22 over 7. Now, the wooden structure consists of two shapes. We have cone and hemisphere. This is the cone up here, the hemisphere down. So that means we have to do what? Calculate correct to 3 significant figures the surface area of this structure. Now we look for the surface area of the cone, surface area of the hemisphere, then we add it together. So let's see. For cone first, we've been able to bring out this diagram for cone. Look at it. Don't forget we've been given the radius to be what? 14 meters. Look at it here. 14 meters. So let's bring out the cone. Awesome. So this is the cone. Total surface area of a cone is pi r. So we've been given the height to be 48, the radius to be 14. So we need L to get this total surface area of this cone. So we are not given. So we can get our L from here. Don't forget we can use Pythagoras Theorem here because we've been given this side and this side. So the hypotenuse now, which is the longest side, square it equals the first side square plus the second side square. That's what we've done here. The square of the hypotenuse equals square of the first side plus square of the second side. So if you say 48 square here, you have 2304. 14 square will give you what? 196. Add it together to give you what? 2500. So if you square root both sides, that means your square can cancel out these square roots. So you are left with your L. Square root of 2500 will give you what? 50. So with that, we've been able to get our L. We can now impute our L. Here, we have our R already, which is 14 radius. So we have our L now. So we just get the total surface area of our cone. That's what we've done here. Total surface area of the cone. Pi. This is our R, has been given in the question. This is our L that we've just gotten. Multiply all 22 times 14 times 50 will give you 15,400 divided by 7 will give you 2200. That is for the total surface area of the cone. Don't forget, we have two shapes here. The second one is the hemisphere. So we dive straight to it. The total surface area of the hemisphere is 2 pi r square. 2 pi r square. Don't forget, we know our r already. We've been given. So all we just need to do is to do what? To impute our value. We know our pi, 22/7. So 2 pi r square. So we just 14 square will give us 196. So if you say 196 times 22 times 2 will give you what? 8642 divided by 7 will give you 1232. So we've been able to get the total surface area of the cone and the hemisphere. We just add it together because it is just one structure. 2200 for the cone, 1232 for the hemisphere. So we have 3432. But don't forget, the question says to 3 significant figures. So marks are always being deducted if you did not give your answer to the degree of accuracy asked for by the examiner. So because 3432 is correct, but the question says to 3 significant figures, just put it to 3 significant figures. So we have 3430. That's the significant figure, meter square. So that is our answer. Let's dive straight to the B part. Awesome. 5 years ago, Musa was twice as old as Sese. If the sum of their ages is 100, find Sese's present age. This is a little bit tricky, but you have to be patient so that you can be as accurate as possible. So we say, let Sese's age be X. We don't know their ages yet. And Musa's age to be Y. So whenever we see Sese's age, we say it is X. If it is Musa, we say it is Y. Now the question says 5 years ago. So you are subtracting 5 from their ages. 5 years ago, that is years that has passed 5 years ago. So for Sese, don't forget we say Sese age is X. So we now say for Sese 5 years ago it will be what? X minus 5. Now for Musa, we say 5 years ago it will be what? Y minus 5. Now the question now says 5 years ago Musa was twice as old as Sese. Don't forget we say for Sese it is X minus 5. We are now being told that Musa was twice as old as what? As Sese. And Sese is what? S minus 5. So it is twice as old. So we now have twice as old. That is 2 into X minus 5. That is what the question actually says. So, and don't forget, Musa is actually Y minus 5. It is twice as old. That means if you multiply 2 to the age of Sese, that's when you will get Musa's age. That's why Musa was twice as old. Now, let's just open up this bracket. 2 times S will give us 2x. 2 times minus 5 will give us minus 10. We've been able to open up this bracket. So let's take like terms. So 2x is here. If this y crosses this equality sign, to change to minus y. We have minus 5 here already. If this minus 10 crosses this equality sign, to change to what? Plus. So what you just do is 2x minus y minus 5 plus 10 is just like saying 10 minus 5 to give us what? 5. Let's call this equation 1. Now the question says if the sum of their ages is 100, don't forget we say Sese is S, Musa is Y. So if we say S plus Y, it will give you 100. So we say S plus Y is 100. That's another equation. So let's solve equation 1 and 2 simultaneously. If you decide, you can add, you can subtract. So anyone that suits you. If you have not seen simultaneous equation, kindly check our YouTube channel where you will see we've been able to iron out simultaneous equation extensively. So if you say we'll take equation 1 and 2, let's add them, let's solve them together. You can subtract, you will still get the same answer. So if you say 2x plus x, it will give you what? 3x minus y plus y, just like saying minus y plus y, it will give you 0. That one has gone, it cut out. If you say 5 plus 100, it will give you what? 105. So you just bring out your 3x equals 105. Don't forget that Sese age is x and Musa age is what? Y. We've been able to represent that. So let's get x. So if you say 3x equals 105, so if you divide both sides by 3, so that we can get x. So your 3, you cancel out your 3, you'll be left with what? X here. So x will now be 105 over 3. So if you divide it, you have x equals 35. That is what the question is asking from you. We should look for Sese's age. Let's check. Find Sese's present age. So Sese's present age is 35. So you can stop there. But if you are asked to look for Musa's age as well, it is just very easy. You can just put Sese's age, which is 35, into any of the equation 1 or 2. We have them here. This is equation 1, this is equation 2. Since we know Sese's age, which is 35, we just put 35 here. 35 plus y equals 100. Look at it. 35 plus y equals 100. That's what we've done. Just make y the subject of the formula. Because if 35 crosses this equality sign to change to minus, so we have 100 minus 35 is 65. That is Musa's age. So, but this question is only asking for Sese's age. We've taken our time to go further if you are asked to look for Musa's age. So, question number 8. Now, the A part is Maureen spent 1 over 4 of her monthly income at a shopping mall, 1 over 3 at an open market, and 2 over 5 of the remaining amount at a mechanic workshop. If she had 225,000 left, we have to find her monthly income. 2, the amount spent at the open market. Now, you need to be very, very careful while solving questions like this. Let our monthly income be x. We don't know it because we've been told that she spent 1 over 4 of her monthly income at a shopping mall, 1 over 3 at an open market, 2 over 3 of the remaining amount. Not a monthly income now, so you need to be very, very careful when doing that. So let's get 1 over 4 of our monthly income first, then we'll get 1 over 3 of our monthly income at the same time. Since we don't know our monthly income, let our monthly income be x. So 1 over 4 of our monthly income now, 1 over 4 of x. Since our monthly income is x, 1 over 4 of x is still the same thing as 1 over 4 times x. 1 times x will give you x. Then 4 down here. 1 over 3 of our monthly income. 1 over 3 of x. That's 1 over 3 times x. 1 times x is x over 3. Now, she has spent the 2 already. So, since she has spent the 2, x over 4, 3 over 4. So, let's add the 2 that she has spent already. So, x over 4 plus 3 over 4. LCM of 4 and 3 is 12. How many times will 4 go in 12? 3. 3 times x is 3x plus. How many times will 3 go in 12? 4. 4 times x is what? 4x. So if you say 3x plus 4x, it will give you 7x over 12. That means she has spent 7 over 12 of her monthly income at shopping mall and at the open market. So that is clear. Now, the question now says, and 2 over 5 of the remaining amount at mechanic workshop. Not 2 over 5 of our monthly income. Be careful with that. Of the remaining amount. Now, she has spent 7x over 12, sorry, of our monthly income. Now, the remaining amount, we don't know. Let's get the remaining amount. Our monthly income is actually x. She has spent 7 over 12. So, let's get the remaining amount now. We just subtract what she has spent from our monthly income. So, we say x minus 7x over 12. This is what we've done here. X minus 7x over 12. So let's get the remaining amount. LCM is 12. 1 in 12, 12. 12 times x, that's 12x minus 12 in 12, 1. 1 times 7, 7x. 1 times 7x, 7x. So 12x minus 7x brought 5x over 12. So that's the remaining amount. After spending 1 over 4 of our monthly income, which we've been able to get, 1 over 3 of our monthly income, which we've been able to get. Now, a certain amount is remaining. She now spent 2 over 5 of that remaining amount. Now this is the remaining amount. Now she now spent 2 over 5 of the remaining amount at the mechanic workshop. Now this is the remaining amount. She spent 2 over 5 of it. So 2 over 5 of 5x over 12. So let's get that. 2 over 5 times 5x over 12. So 2 times 5 will give us 2 times 5x will give us 10x. 5 times 12 will give us 60. So 10 here 1, 10 here 6. So we are left with what? X over 6. That is, x over 6 is the 2 over 5 of the remaining amount. Awesome. Now, to get the amount left, we have to remove the amount spent at the mechanic workshop from the remaining amount. I'm sure we are getting that. So let's get it. 2 over 5 of the remaining amount at the mechanic workshop. Awesome. Awesome. So to get the amount left, we have to remove the amount spent at the mechanic workshop from the remaining amount. So this is 5x over 12. Don't forget that 5x over 12 is the what? Is the remaining amount. So let's remove how much she has spent from the mechanic workshop, which is what? X over 6. We've been able to get that. Beautiful. So if you say 5x over 12 minus x over 6, LCM is 12. 12 in 12, 1. 1 times 5x will give us 5x minus 6 in 12, 2. 2 times x will give us 2x. So 5x minus 2x will give us what? 3x over 12. So if you cut this one here, 3 here, 1, 3 here will give us what? 4. So 3 here, 1, 3 here will give us 4. So we have 1x, which is x over 4 that we have here. Beautiful. So the amount left is now x over 4. But the question told us that the amount left is what? 225,000. So what we've been able to get now, the amount left is x over 4. But the question says this x over 4 is 225,000. So we can now have x over 4 equals 225,000, sorry. So if we cross multiply what we have here, that means x will now be 4 times 225,000. If we cross multiply, we now have 4 times 225,000 to give us 9. So our monthly income is what? 900,000. 900,000. That's what the question is asking from us, our monthly income. So the amount spent at the open market. So we're told that, okay, 1 over 3 at an open market. The question says the amount spent at the open market. So she spent 1 over 3 at an open market. So we just get 1 over 3 of our monthly income. Let's check. Beautiful. The amount spent at the open market, 1 over 3 of our monthly income. So 1 over 3 of 900,000 is 1 over 3 times 900,000. Just say 900,000 divided by 3. So she spent 300,000 at the open market. Let's get the B part of this question. The third term of an arithmetic progression, which is AP, is what? 4m minus 2n. If the ninth term of the progression is 2m minus 8n, find the common difference in terms of m and n. Now, this is a little bit tricky because we have to find d, which is our common difference in terms of m and n. So, we all know the formula for AP, arithmetic progression, which is a plus n minus 1d. We have to look for d now. Now, look at it. The third term of an AP is 4m minus 2n. So, the third term, that's the n. So we just pick up our formula. A is the first term. The third term now, which is the n. Look at it. A, we don't know. The third term, which is 3 minus 1, we don't know d. They said the answer is what? 4m minus 2n. Look at it here. Beautiful. So if we now say a plus 3 minus 1 here will give us 2. 2 times d will give us 2d. So we now have a plus 2d equals this 4m minus 2n. So we take that as equation 1. So the question now says, if the ninth term of the progression is 2m minus 8n, ninth term again, just bring out for ninth term, you know the formula already. Just put our 9 here. Ninth term will go 9 minus 1, which is 8. 8 times d will give us 8d. But being told that is 2m minus 8n. So we have equation 2. So if we are solving equation 1 and 2 simultaneously, look at equation 1 here, and this is equation 2 simultaneously. Let's solve the two together. We know the first one, a plus 2d equals 4m minus 2n. The second one, a plus 8d equals 2m minus 8n. So let's solve the two together. You can add or subtract, you still get the same answer depending on how you want to solve it simultaneously. You can check our YouTube channel here for simultaneous equation in detail. So a minus a, this one will cancel out. 2d minus 8d, so you have minus 6d, because if you are using smaller number to subtract bigger number, you have a negative sign. So let's go. 4m minus 2m, it will give us 2m minus 2n minus 8n. It's just this minus times minus here will give us plus, so we now have minus 2n plus 8n. It's just like saying 8n minus 2n will give 6n. So we now have minus 6d equals 2m plus 6n. So now let's, because we actually want to get d in terms of m and n, so what is disturbing now? You can check our change of subject formula as well. This one too will help you. If you are looking for a subject formula, anything that is disturbing it, you look for a way to take it out. So this minus will cancel out this minus, this 6 will cancel out this 6. Beautiful. So our d is now standing alone. So you have to put your answer, get your d in terms of m and n. So you can leave your answer like this. You are good to go. Your d is already standing alone. You can leave it like this. Your answer is correct. And if you want to simplify further, it is still the same thing. You can just look what is common here. 2 is common. If you bring 2 out here, you'll be left with m here, you'll be left with 3 here, 6 is out. So if you say 2 here 1, 2 here 3, so it depends on how you want to do it. You can leave your answer and you can simplify further. You can just say 2m over 6 plus 6n over 6, it is still the same thing. So if you say 2 here 1, 2 here will give you 3. From this stage, if you leave your answer, you are correct because your d is already standing alone. So your 2 here 1, 2 here 3, so you have 1m over 3, that's it here. Here you have n over 1, that's it here. So looking for the LCM again, it's just 3. How many times 3 will go in 3? 1 times m plus, how many times 1 will go in 3? 3. 3 times n, 3n. So just bring your, because this is 1 over 3, anyhow you want to put it. So m plus 3n. So you are just asked to put your answer in terms of m and n. So that's our answer. Straight to question number 9. Two cyclists x and y leave town Q at the same time. Cyclist S travel at the rate of 5 km per hour on a bearing of 49 degrees, and cyclist Y travel at the rate of 9 km per hour on a bearing of 319 degrees. Now the question, illustrate the information on a diagram. After traveling for 2 hours, calculate correct to the nearest whole number the distance between cyclist S and Y, bearing of cyclist S from Y. Then C, find the average speed at which cyclist S will get to Y in 4 hours. If you have not seen our video on WAEC negative marking, kindly check this YouTube channel, because one of the points raised in that video is whenever you have to draw a diagram and you did not draw it, no matter how accurate your solution is, you will be scored 0. So this question says illustrate the information on the diagram. That's the first thing. Let's see. Now this is the diagram we have. We are told that cyclists S and Y leave town Q at the same time. This is town Q now. This is X, this is Y. They leave this town at the same time. They now said cyclist S has traveled at the rate of 5 km on a bearing of 49 degrees. So if you have this town, 49 degrees will actually fall on the first quadrant, because from here to here is 90 degrees, from here to here is under 90, that's 180, from here to here is under 90, that's 270, from here to here is under 90, that's 360. So if this one is traveling 49 degrees, so it will just move from here to So here 49 degrees. So it travel this way 49 degrees. Beautiful. Now the second one, cyclist Y travel at the rate of 9 km per hour on a bearing of 319. So 319 will fall where? From here to here is actually 90. Less than 319. From here to here is under 90. That's 180. Less than 319. From here to here is under 90. That's 270. Less than 319. Then from here, 319 will fall within this range, the fourth quadrant. So it will now travel. Beautiful. So the question now saying illustrate the information on the diagram. So we've been able to illustrate this on this diagram. You can check it over and over again. Now, after traveling for 2 hours, calculate correct to the nearest whole number the distance between cyclists S and Y. Distance between here and here. After traveling for 2 hours, don't forget that speed is what? Distance over time. We're actually looking for the what? The distance. That's what the question says. The distance between X and Y. So distance now will now be what? Speed times time. That is what the distance will be. But the question now says, for cyclist S, they travel for 5 km per hour. So for X now, the speed is 5 km per hour. So they now say after traveling for 2 hours, so it's traveling for, the speed is 5 km, the time is 2 hours. So the distance of cyclist S is 10 km that he has covered. Now for cyclist Y, for 9 km per hour, after traveling for 2 hours, so this is the what? The speed, this is the time. So speed times time, 18. So cyclist S has traveled the distance of 10 km in 2 hours, and cyclist Y has traveled 18 km in another 2 hours. So let's represent these two on this drawing now. Beautiful. So this is the drawing we have up here. This, just simplifying it, that's what we have here. So this one has traveled 10 km, this one has traveled 18 km. So now say we should calculate the distance between X and Y. So we've gotten here, we've gotten here, we've gotten this distance, we've gotten this distance. So what is this distance? Very easy. This is the longest side, hypotenuse. We just use Pythagoras Theorem. The longest side square equals the square of the first side plus the square of the second side. That's what we've done. So the longest side square, the square of the first side, the square of the second side. So the first side is 18 square, 10 square. 18 square is 324. 10 square is what? 100. So if you add the two, 424. So if you square root both sides, so that your square, the square root both sides, the square can do what? Can cancel the square root. So you'll be left with xy. So the square root of 424 will give you what? 20.59. But the question says to the nearest whole number. So you approximate this because it's more than, it's 5 to this place. It will give you 1. So 21 kilometer to the nearest. So from here to here is 21 kilometer. Beautiful. Now the question on this next question: the bearing of cyclist S from Y. The bearing of this cyclist S from this Y. The bearing. So all the information here we've been able to get it. This is the distance here: 18, 10, 18, 21. We've been able to iron out this now. 49 degrees that it's travel. Beautiful. Now let's try and clarify some things. If here is 49 degrees and here is what? 319. So it is very easy for us to say, because from here to here is actually 90. And if you now say 90 minus 49, it will give you what? 41. So there are two ways of doing it. Look at it. From here to here is 319, and you know that angle in a circle, if you complete this circle, you have 360. Very easy. So if you just say 360 minus 319 here, to give you 41, just to complete this circle. So you can do it that way too. So here we've been able to iron out that this place is 41 degrees. Beautiful. Now we are actually looking for the bearing of X from Y. The bearing of X from this Y. That means from here to here. That's what we are looking for. Now, since we know this place is 41, so an alternate angle, this is Z. Look at it. From here, down here, to here. So if here is 41, that means here too is what? 41. Beautiful. So, having done that, we're actually looking for this place. We are looking for this place. So we know this place to be 41 now. So if you can get this theta in between here, just say because this angle on the straight line is 180, so if you're able to get this, just add it to this and subtract 180 from it, then we'll get this. Our job is done. So let's see what we can do. Now, to get this angle, very easy. Very easy. So since we have all this detail out here, out here, out here, you can just say our tan theta is opposite adjacent. This tan theta, where is our opposite? This is our opposite, which is 10. Adjacent, 18. This is I put 10 on the longest side, so it will be what? 10. Tan theta is what? 10 over 18. Beautiful. So if you take 10 over 18, to give you what? 0.555. So if you, to get your theta, you just say arc tan theta 0.555. So it will give you what? 29.03. So here's our 29.03. Awesome. So now, since we've gotten here, so we are looking for this place. This place, that's what we are looking for. So the bearing of x from y will now be what? We just add this 41, like I've said before, this 41 plus what we have here now, 29.03. We add it together, we have, this is it, 70.03. Just subtract 180 from it, we have 109.97. We have 109.97 plus 41 plus 29.03 to give us 180. So it's as easy as that. But the question says to the nearest whole number, so 109.97 give us what? 110 degree. And lastly, for this question number 9, let's check the question C. Find the average speed at which cyclic X will get to Y in 4 hours. Don't forget, speed is what? Distance over time. The average speed in 4 hours. So we know the distance already, which is 21. This is it. Say we should get the speed at which what? Let's get it clearly. At which S will get to Y. S will get to Y in 4 hours. S will get to Y. So we know the distance already to be 21. Distance over time in 4 hours. Just divide it and you have the speed to be what? 5.25 km per hour. Awesome. So let's dive straight to the next question, question number 10. The table shows the distribution of marks obtained by students in an examination. This is it. A, you have to construct a cumulative frequency table for the distribution. You have to draw a cumulative frequency curve for the distribution. Using the curve, find correct to one decimal place the median mark, the lowest mark for the distribution if 5% of the student pass with distinction. So now you have this already. You have to construct cumulative frequency table. So if you are constructing a cumulative frequency table, since it is called cumulative frequency, so this is what we have. You have your marks 0 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 to 29, 30 to, like you have those marks here. This is it. Now, the upper class boundary is this 9.5. You already know that nobody can score lower than 0 as it were. So that means this will be your lower class boundary for this one. That is just an hint for you anyway. So from 10 to 19, the upper class boundary, if you say is 9.5, the lower class boundary for this boundary will be what? 10. So anybody that score lower than 10 will just fall in this category. So that's just an hint for you. So we have all the frequencies 7, 11, 17, 20, 29, 34, 30, 25, 21, and 6. So that's what we have here. Now, the reason why we call it cumulative frequency is adding everything you have here. You are adding all. So if you say 7, this is 7. 7 plus 11 will give you 18. 18 plus 17 will give you 35. 35 plus 20 will give you 55, 55 plus 29 will give you 84, 84 plus 34 will give you 118, 118 plus 30 will give you 148, 148 plus 25 will give you what? 173, 173 plus 21 will give you 194, 194 plus 6 will give you what? 200. That's why we call it cumulative frequency. You are adding all the frequency. Beautiful. So that is what the question says. We should draw a cumulative frequency table for the distribution. The second one, draw a cumulative frequency curve. So it's this table now that will help you to draw your curve. So we have all our class boundaries set, and we have all our marks, our frequency, and our cumulative frequency all set. So since we are drawing a cumulative frequency curve, we just use the cumulative frequency and our boundaries. So that's what we have here. You can see we know the highest frequency from my cumulative frequency table is 200. So this is it. So you plot it against your class boundary. Let me just take 1 or 2. If you say you have 9.5, what's your cumulative frequency? 7. So this is it. 9.5. Just plot it. Look for 7 here, because from here to here is 20, 40, 60. So the next one, okay, let me just jump. If your class boundary 79.5, your cumulative frequency is 173. 79.5, let's get is 79.5, 173. Look for it here to be somewhere here, 173. So this is it. Beautiful. So you can pause and rewind to get the curve and the plotting very well. So let's dive straight to see. Using the curve, find correct to one decimal place the median mark. The median mark. So since all the mark here is 200, the median will be what? 100. Beautiful. Since the total cumulative frequency is 200, the median mark will be what? 200 divided by 2, middle, so 100. So when you trace 100 from the graph, what will you get? Let's trace 100 from the graph. This is 100. What are we going to get from here? Just trace it down here. So you have 54.5. Just trace it down here. So trace 100. So that's the median mark, 54. You know it's graph plus or minus 1. Question set to one decimal place. Now, the second part of the question, he said we should, from the curve now, find correct to one decimal place the lowest mark for distinction. If 5% of the students pass with distinction, if 5% of the students pass with distinction, that means 95% of those students did not pass with distinction. That's the meaning. So if 5% pass with distinction, that is 95% did not pass with distinction. So 95% that did not pass with distinction, 95%, that's 95 over 100 times 200 will give you what? 190. So 190 students did not have distinction. That is what it means. So if you trace 190 from the graph, what will you get? Let's trace 190 from the graph. This is 190. You trace it here and down, you have 87.5. Trace it down, you have 87.5. You know it's a graph. You just have plus or minus 1. That is that for that. So let's jump straight to question number 11. So the first question for this number 11, the diagram is not clear. So we have little issue with the diagram. So let's go to the B part. Find the equation of the line which has the same gradient as 8y plus 4x equals 24 and passes through the points minus 8 and 12. Now look at it. The equation of a line that passes through a point is actually, this is it. This is the formula y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. That is the formula of the equation of a line that passes through a point. Now, since we are asked to look for the equation, that means y will be in the equation and x. But from this question, they've given us the point that it passes through, minus 8 and 12. That's our x1 and y1. So we have our x1 already, to be what? Minus 8 from here. And we have our y1 what? 12. Now, so y will be in the question, y1 we've been given x will be in the equation. X1 has been given, so we are now left with what? To get m. The moment we get m, we just insert it, and that will be our equation. So how are we going to get our m? Now, because the equation of the line, which has the same gradient as 8y plus 4x equals 24, so we can get our m here. Don't forget, to get our m, if you still remember equation of a straight line, y equals ms plus c, where our m is the slope and c is the what? The intercept. So we can get our m from here. So let's relate this to our y equals ms plus c. So from the question we have this now, 8y plus 4x equals 24. So let's relate it to y equals ms plus c. So if you now say this 8y equals, because y is the subject formula here, so let's relate it. This 24 is already here. This plus 4, if it comes here to be what? Minus 4. We can put it here, but because we want to relate it to y equals mx plus c, so x will be somewhere here. So we want to make y the subject of the formula. If we divide both sides now by 8, so that our 8 can cancel out this 8. Beautiful. And this 4 here 1, 4 here 2. Look at it, 1 and 2. Beautiful. 8 here 1, 8 here will give us what? 3. 24 divided by 8 will give us 3. So that make our, so here we are left with y. Here we are left with what? Minus 1 over 2, because 4 here 1, 4 here 2. This our x is here. 24 divided by 8 will give us what? 3. So it's now looking like y equals m. This is x plus c. They are looking alike now. So our m here now, this our m is now minus 1 over 2. Our c is 3. Though we did not need c, we are actually looking for m. So our m has been clearly spelled out. So our x1 has been given from the point which is minus 8. Our y1 has been given from the point which is 12. Now we've been able to get our m, which is what? Minus 1 over 2. So let's just put all these our parameters into our formula that we've gotten in the first place. Y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1. So y, our y1 is what? 12. Our m is what? Minus 1 over 2. Our x, then our x1 is what? Minus 8. Look at it. So if you say this minus times minus, it will give us what? Plus. So we have x plus 8 here. So if you open up this bracket, then we say minus 1 times x will give us what? Minus 1 over 2x. Minus 1 over 2 times x. So if you now say minus 1 over 2 times 8, it will give us what? Minus 1 over 2 times 8. So if you just say 2 here 1, 2 here will give us 4. So we are left with what? Minus 4 here. This is it. Minus 4. Beautiful. So what we just do now is to do what? To make our y the subject of the formula. This minus 12, we just cross over to this place. It will be what? Plus 12. So we have minus 1 over 2x here before, minus 4 here before. This minus 12 is now plus 12. So minus 4 plus 12 is just like saying 12 minus 4 to give us what? 8. So this is the equation of the line. Beautiful. So straight to question number 4. In the diagram, AB is a tangent to the circle. Look at it. It's a tangent. Any line that passes at the top of a circle like this, at any side of a circle, is a tangent. With center O and COB is a straight line. This is center O, this is COB, is a straight line. If line CD, look at CD, is parallel to AB, look at AB, they are parallel. And angle ABE, look at it, angle ABE is 40 degrees. This is it. We are to look for angle ODE, angle ODE. Beautiful. So since our OCD, look at it, our OCD is equal to ABC. A up here, B and C. That means here is 40. Definitely here will also be what? 40. Our OCD will also be what? 40. And angle CDE, look at it. CDE, look at it. This is an angle. This is a perpendicular angle. This angle here is 90 degrees. is 90 degrees. All we just need to do is to subtract this 90 from this 40 that we have here to give us what? 50. After all, if you have 40 here, 50 here, that's 90, plus another 90 here, that's 180. Angle in a triangle, 180. So our answer is 50 degrees. The second part of the question says ABCD is a parallelogram in which CD is 7 cm, AD is 5 cm, and angle ADC is 112 degrees. Illustrate the information in a diagram. I've said it over and over again. If a question asks you to draw a diagram, kindly draw, else you score 0 from that question. So we've been given this: CD 7 cm, AD 5 cm, angle ADC 125. Look at it. So we have, this is a parallelogram anyway, ABCD. We'll be given CD to be 7 cm. Look at it. CD 7 cm, AD 5 cm. Look at it. AD 5 cm. Since it's a parallelogram, that means here will be perpendicular to here. Parallel, I mean, here will be parallel to here, and here will be parallel to here. So we are given the angle to be 125. You know, 125 is actually more than 90 degrees. So that's why it's slanting this way. And if it's slanting this way, that means the remaining part here, if you say 180 minus 125, you have 55. That's why you have the 55 here, slanting. So we've been able to illustrate the information in the diagram. Second part is find correct to one decimal place the area of a parallelogram. Now, first thing first, what's the area of a parallelogram? This is it. BH, that's the base, multiplied by the height. So we have the base already, which is 7 cm. We don't know the h. So the height of this parallelogram, we don't know. So let's bring it out. This is the height. So we know here already to be 5. This is the 5. We don't know this h. This is it. And we don't know here. This is it. We need to get the base. We know the base, sorry, which is 7. We don't know the height. So we need to get the area, I mean. Area. So, since we know the base, the moment we get the height, we just input it, and that's our area. Now, to get our h, which is the height that we're actually looking for, the sine, that's so opposite over hypotenuse. Our opposite now is our h. Hypotenuse is the longest side, which is 5. H over 5. Beautiful. So, sine 55 now is h over 5. So our h, if we cross multiply what we have here, h is coming here, sine 55 will multiply 5. So sine 55 is 0.8191 times 5. So to give us what? 4.0958 centimeters. So that's our h. So since we've gotten our h, we know our b to be 7. So we just multiply it together to get our area. But don't forget to one decimal place. So this is 7, more than 5. We approximate it here to be 7 and put it here to one decimal place. And the C part of question number 12. If x, this is x 1 over 2 into 1 minus square root of 2, close the bracket, we have to evaluate 2x squared minus 2x. 2x squared minus 2x. So we've been given x to be this. That means anywhere we see x here, we just put what we have here. This is x. We just put it there. So this is 2x squared minus 2x. That's what we're asked to evaluate. 2x squared minus 2x. Okay, let's quickly evaluate that. So anywhere we see x, we put it. So this is our x. This is it, 1 over 2 into 1 minus square root of root 2. This is it. So we just, so whenever I'm talking about x, I mean all this. That's what we've put here. This square. So this is 2x. This is our x. This square is here minus. This is 2. And this is our x. Is there. Beautiful. Now, just open up this bracket. 1 over 2 times 1 will give us what? 1 over 2. 1 over 2 times minus root 2. So it's just like saying 1 times root 2 will give us root 2 over 2. This square. We've opened up this bracket. The same thing, if we open up this bracket, we still have what we have here. 1 over 2 minus root 2 over 2. Beautiful. But this one is having square. So this square is means there are 2. One of these and the other one. So this is it. 1, and this another one 2. Beautiful. So let's see how we can iron out. Just open up this bracket. 1 over 2 times 1 over 2 will give us what? 1 over 4. 1 over 2 times minus root 2 over 2 will give us what? Root 2 over 4 is just like saying 1 times root 2 will give us root 2. 2 times 2 here will give us 4. Beautiful. Now, the next one, minus root 2 over 2 times 1 over 2 will give us what? Minus root 2 over 4. This is it, minus root 2 over 4. So, minus root 2 times minus root 2 over 2 times minus root 2 over 2. Minus this root 2 times root 2 will give us what? 2. Root 2 times, that's surd. Root 2 times root 2. If you have not seen surd on our video, kindly check it out. Root 2 times root 2 is 2. 2 times 2 down here is 4. So we've been able to open up this one. And this one still remains. So let's get the LCM. They are all 4. This is it. How many times 4 will go in 4? 1. 1 times 1. This is it. Minus. How many times 4 will go in 4? 1. 1 times root 2. This is it. Since all the LCM and denominator are the same, just bring out all you have up here. This is it. Beautiful. So 1 plus 2 will give you this 3. Minus root 2 minus root 2 will give you what? Minus 2 root 2. So we bring out this. Beautiful. So just cut out this, because these 2 here can actually, these 2 can go here 1, these 2 can go here 2, this one is remaining 1, 1 outside, this one is remaining 2. So this is the 2. Beautiful. So this one, 2 can go here 1, 2 can go here 1. That's how we have 1 here. Awesome. So with this, we've been able to iron out this and this. So let's look for the LCM of this and this. Is 2. How many times will 2 go into 1? 1 times everything we have here. 3 minus 2 root 2. This is 3 minus 2 root 2 minus 1 in 2 give us 2. 2 times 1 minus 2 root 2 give us what? 2 times 1 minus 2 root 2. Just open up this bracket here. 2 times 1 here will give us what? 2. 2 times minus 2 root 2 will give us what? Because this is minus, let's put that into consideration. Minus 2 times 1 will give us what? Minus 2. Minus 2 times minus 2 root minus root 2, sorry, to give us what? Plus. Because this minus times minus will give us plus. 2 times root 2 will give us what? 2 root 2. Having done that, so let's just collect like terms. 3, look at it, minus 2, that's it here. Minus 2 root 2 plus 2 root 2. This is it, minus 2 root 2 plus 2 root 2. Awesome. So 3 minus 2 will give us what? This 3 minus 2 will give us 1. Minus 2 root 2 plus 2 root 2, they will cancel out. Minus 2 root 2 plus 2 root 2. This 3 minus 2 will give us 1. So we are left with what? 1 over 2. That's our final answer. And the last question, question number 13. The first part is construction. So, construction, we're going to be doing construction with a special class. So let's dive straight to the second part. Now, using method of completing the square, solve this quadratic equation. 4x cubed minus 4 root 3x plus 3 equals 0. You should leave your answer in what? In short form. If you have not seen our video on completing the square method, kindly check this YouTube channel. It is there, very easy and self-explanatory. So let's quickly use the method to solve. But this time around, we are asked to put our answer in short form. Now, first thing first, in completing the square method, what you have here, you put it out. While crossing, the sign will change. This is plus 3. Coming out is what? Minus 3. That's the first step. Having done that, the coefficient of your s square, the highest power that you're having here, you change it to 1. How will you do that? You divide through by your coefficients that you're having here. This time around, it is 4. It is 4 that we have here. So for you to turn this one, the coefficient to 1, you divide through by 4, such that you divide here by 4, here by 4, here by 4, so that this 4 can cancel this 4. Now you are left with only s squared. The coefficient is now 1. This 4 will cancel this 4. You are left with what? Square root of 3x, and now this one cannot cancel. Minus 3 over 4. Beautiful. Now, having done that, this is the next thing you will do. Kindly check our video. We explain in detail there. What you have at the middle, look for the half. Add it to this side, add it to this side, and square it. Look for the half, add it to this side. No, the half, now the half of square root of 3 is square root of 3 over 2. This is it. You square it, this is it. You now add it to here. You add it to this side too. That's what we have done. We add it to our left hand side. This is it. Anything you have here, look for the half. You add it here, you add it here. That is what we have done. Now, having done that, because this is square, it means 2 times. Look at it. Root 3 over 2, root 3 over 2. 2 times. So, what we have done is to say root 3 times root 3 will give us 3. 2 times 2 here will give us 4. Now, we are left with minus 3 over 4 plus 3 over 4 that we have here. Now, this one has been sorted out. But you know that minus 3 over 4 plus 3 over 4, that means they cancel out. It's just like saying 2 minus 2, 3 minus 3, 4 minus 4. So minus 3 over 4 plus 3 over 4 will give us this 0 that we have here. Awesome. Now the next step is this square that you have here and this square that you have here. This is it. Just pick what you have here, which is x. Pick what you have here, which is root 3 over 2. Then you square both of them. That is what you have done. That is the method. Equals what you have here, which is 0. Now, for you to remove this square that you have here, you square root both sides. You square root both sides so that this square can cancel out this square root. And you'll be left with what? X minus root 3 over 2 plus or minus square root of 0 will still give you 0. But you are asked to leave the answer in short form. So, if you transfer this that you have here out, because this is 0, it will nullify it. So you'll be left with what? Plus or minus root 3 over 2, because you are asked to leave it in short form. So we've been able to solve this our section B in 1 hour plus 1 hour and some few minutes. You can always pause, rewind this video for better clarification. We have the section A on this YouTube channel, the first section, which is 5 compulsory questions. We've done that already. You can check that. And this is section B. Don't forget to like this video for us. Help us to subscribe to this YouTube channel, My Simple Maths, and press the notification bell so that you can always get notification from us whenever we post a new video. Thank you.